Hello again, welcome back. In the previous section, I covered the product rule. In this section, I'll be covering the quotient rule. The quotient rule allows you to find the derivative if you have two terms divided when one is divided by the other. So what do I mean by that? Let's say f of x equals to g of x over h of x. So in order to evaluate this derivative, because now you see you have like two functions, right? You have g of x and you have h of x. In order to evaluate this function by the quotient rule, what we'll do is we'll find the derivative of the first, the one on top, g prime of x, times the function at the bottom, minus the derivative of this function multiplied by the function on the top. Everything divided by hx squared, which corresponds to the function at the bottom. Now, let's do one example. I will reuse the same function as I had. I will use the same function as I did for the previous videos. So we said that f of x, this was the function we had, f of x equal to x squared. And we found the f prime of x to be 2x using the power rule and also using the product rule, right? Now, let's do the same thing with the quotient rule. Now, how can I rewrite f of x equal to x squared in terms of quotient? So, f of x equals to, let me use a different color. So, f of x equals to x cubed divided by x is the same thing as saying x squared, right? I'll go ahead and call this one my g of x, and this will be my h of x. Okay? Now, applying this formula above, we have f prime of x would be what? So we said g prime of x. So what's g prime of x? 3x squared. Multiplied by what? H of x. Minus h prime of x. What's the h prime of x? It's just 1. Multiplied by g of x, which is x cubed. Everything divided by h squared, which is x squared. So f prime of x equals to 3x cubed minus x cubed over x squared. So let's simplify. 3 minus 1 is 2 divided by x squared. And we can simplify this. So you have a cubed, you have a squared. So you are left with 2x, which is again, indeed, the same result as we found previously. Now let's do one example. So let's say I have f of x equals x cubed plus 7x divided by 2x to the power 5 plus 4. Don't be intimidated by this. All you have to do is just apply this formula right here. So what's f prime of x going to be? So it's also always a good practice to start naming our g of x and h of x. So I will go ahead and call this one my g of x, and I will call this my h of x. So g of x over h of x. Now what's f prime of x? We said that the first thing we need to do is find the derivative of the first, g of x, so that's 3x squared, plus the derivative of 7x is just 7, multiplied by 2x to the power 5 plus 4, minus the derivative of the second, so that's 10x to the power 4, multiplied by g of x, x cubed plus 7x, and everything divided by 2x to the power 5 plus 4 squared. So what is f prime of x going to be? So you can just verify to make sure we have the correct terms, because you don't want to make a mistake here and everything else will collapse. So that will be 3x squared plus 7 multiplied by h of x, 2x squared to the power 5 plus 4 minus 10x to the power 4 times x cubed plus 7x divided by that. Great. So f prime of x will be, let's distribute this. So that will be 6x to the power 7 plus 12x squared plus 14x to the power 5 plus 28 minus 10x to the power 7 minus 70x to the power 5. Everything divided by here. So you have 2x to the power 5 squared plus 2x to the power 5 times 4 plus 16. I know, you may be like, what the heck just happened? But all we did was we made use of the distribution, and we used a plus b, everything squared. Again, if you don't know what I did, I would highly encourage you to go back to and review the algebra videos that I'll be posting. Okay, so let's proceed. So f prime of x will be equals to, let's look for our like terms, x to the power 7, x to the power 7, right? So that will be minus 4, x to the power 7, and then minus 70, x to the power 5, and 14, that would be 56. 56x to the power 5. And what else? I have 12x to the power x squared plus 28 divided by, here that will be 4x to the power 10 plus 16x to the power 5 plus 16. And this will be our f prime of x. Again, it will be very important that you review your algebra in order for you to be able to fully do this kind of derivative. I hope this makes sense, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.